come with your goons, I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show, I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game. Yeah. Put me in the game. All of that talking just sound like a show, I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. Hey coach, put me in the game.
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and we'll be watching the Falcons' versatile running back. He really helped drive them a week ago with a 3-touchdown game. It's the Falcons and the Browns, and it's coming up next.
The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Cleveland Browns and the Atlanta Falcons. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at our home side in this one, they're squaring off against a very tough unit to throw against.
And this is not one of the better passing offenses in the league to begin with, Brandon. And to illustrate that point, they're down near the bottom of the power ranking, so the focus is going to need to be on possession-type throws. Whether they're trying to use their running backs or tight ends a little bit more, he gets it out of his hands quickly to his receivers, and they hope to gain an advantage that way.
It's 3-0 versus 2-1, a good early season battle as we're underway in week 4. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown last week, but he found a way.
They're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. We take a peek at the list of inactives for this week's game, and gosh, this early in the season, Charles, injuries already accumulating for this squad.
You got to wonder, in this organization, are they just saying to themselves, well, hopefully we'll just...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take over here up near the 40.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game. And I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
The Browns on their way out now for the first time, and we'll also get a look at the player brought in from Houston to run this offense, and that's Deshaun Watson.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
After the interception, here's Watson. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all. And that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They'll have very good starting field position here after the turnover as they search for the first points of the ball game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Hands it off out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2nd and 11. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. The Falcons hit 3-0 here in the month of September, and they've got to be pleased with the start of this season, obviously.
Yeah, and you're talking about 3 good quality wins. It's got people in the locker room excited, not overly so, but that quiet confidence is starting to build. They're starting to believe that this could be their year if they stay on track.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Back to throw here. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Fourth down, and the attention turns to Falcon kicker Younghoe Koo. From the left hash, a 31-yard attempt. Koo knocks this one through the post. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snoot full, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Chubb on the counter. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
Getting down. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Into the hands of London. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Second and 4. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Back to throw again. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. They'll look to throw again. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
And now the Browns coming out on the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. To throw again on second down. Watson. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 10. From the gun on third, Watson looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. That's taken on the 25. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. First and 10 as this new drive starts. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Call that a very strong gain of 24. First quarter. Back to throw now on first down. And a completion to Wilson. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. The numbers in last week's ball game for Wilson, well up over 100 yards, and one of those catches found his way into the end zone.
I do think he'll be hard-pressed to duplicate those numbers this week, though, because he's gotten their attention, so they will double him on every snap at a minimum. In some cases, they'll triple him.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They're going to look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Got his man, it's London. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 17-yard line. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. He's got his pass-catching tight end, that's Pitts. Touchdown, Falcons! Kyle Pitts, his first touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. From the end zone, it's Dearness Johnson. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. 2 fantastic games coming up to wrap up Week 4, the first weekend in October. Tonight, the Chiefs and Buccaneers from Tampa. That's a rematch of Super Bowl 55, of course. And then Monday night, rematch of last year's NFC Championship game, the Rams and Niners from Santa Clara. Coverage on that one, 8:15 Eastern. From the 24, Watson. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Lorenzo Carter. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And if you're wondering how quick a quarterback's decision-making needs to be, and Next Gen Stats says that play took all of 2.8 seconds from beginning to end. Nifty move. All told, a 54-yard punt, 13 on the return. And it will be Falcon football. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He had the touchdown pass last time they had it. And they'll start here with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So the completion good for just 3. And it's second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
On play action, they'll throw. That's caught left side to tight end Pitts. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And they're going to face a third down. He'll drop to throw. He's got his man London right side. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throws right back to London, complete again. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down.
As we watch London get that first down, it seems almost unfair about what he can do on a field. Here's a guy who's 6'4", loves to play over the rim and dunk on defenders, and can work out the slot as well as outside the numbers. That's a big reason why he went 8th overall as the first receiver taken in a loaded class.
Wilson's got it on the crossing route. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking for London on the out route complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Here's a 2nd and 7. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. This offense so far on third down, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4. Caught. It's Wilson. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And we'll see Younghoe Koo now for the Falcons. Chip shot here. Koo knocks this one through the post. And that will extend their lead even further. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call. They're opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Heading out is the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. And there is Amari Cooper. Defense has a touchdown. Well, the offense, they had really not been able to mount anything yet on that drive, and the defense made sure they couldn't mount anything. The interception and the return adding 6 to the scoreboard.
And that's no small return for a linebacker partner. He took matters into his own hands and his legs on that pick. And once he had it, I don't think anyone on the field could have stopped him.
Koo now for the point after. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called a desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson letting one fly deep for Cooper. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. A give running right is Chubb. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Take it in at the 22. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how.
He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons are able to widen their lead here in this first half. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And I'm telling you, nothing will let up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
Yeah, and that throw traveling an even 64 yards in the air. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The Browns set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Watson. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He's going to have the first down and then some. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And caught by London. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. looking to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. Not wanting to take a chance this time. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Browns. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts. As you can see the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Browns offense getting set to go to work here to start the third. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
Second down, here's Chubb again. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. From the gun on third, Watson. This caught out left by Bell. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
The Browns send out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
2nd and 5. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 12 yards is the pickup, good for a first down for the Falcons. The partner is still in the third quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the 4th quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Looks to throw. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the fourth quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field?
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Here's 2nd and 8. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Staying on his feet, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
He's NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Cooks this one through the post,
and that will extend their lead.
Right about that, partner, but at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great too.
Fielded just outside the goal line, and he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10.
Watson's throw into the hands of Peoples-Jones.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson. And that is taken in by Njoku. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Back to throw, Watson. Eluding the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. And Chubb will try the middle here. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb,
his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by York is up and good.
And that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And Patterson not going to return this. It'll come out to the 25.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Throwing quickly to Wilson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline. But what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the first down.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Coming up on 2nd and 7. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 42 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. From the gun, he'll hand this off. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to have a Falcons first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
The defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down. We all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That is caught. Touchdown. Drake London, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Falcons are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed watching their execution throughout this contest.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Cleveland offense making their way out. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Watson. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Watson on 1st down. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were in the midst of it.
The Browns on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we know the guys up front have to protect when it's a pass play, but it's really out wide. Sometimes you're going to swing a tight end or maybe even an offensive tackle to get out there, but most of the time it's fellow wide receivers, and they really weren't up to the task there, were they?
Do you like that call on your own side of the field?
I don't mind that call at all, just about anywhere. But the key is you have to have the confidence, and then they have to execute their blocking assignments. Otherwise, you get the end result we just saw there.
The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. He'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57 bundle here. Well, they can probably... So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This is the type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the Falcons, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers.